All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're going to explore something that is absolutely critical: the connection between data, the skills our workforce has, and, well, our ability to build a safer world for all of us. I mean, think about that for a second. It's a really tough question, right? You have the exact same hurricane hitting two different coastlines, but one of them has a much higher human cost. Why? What's the difference? Well, you might be surprised to hear that a huge part of the answer, it's all about data. Okay, so first things first. We are living in a totally new age of risk. The old rulebooks, the old ways we used to prepare for threats, you can pretty much toss them out the window. They just don't cut it anymore. Just think about it. We're not talking about threats that build up slowly over months or years. We're talking about extreme weather, industrial accidents, financial shocks. These things can explode in a matter of hours. That speed, that intensity, it means we need a whole new playbook for how we respond. So, if risks are moving this fast, how on earth do we keep up? Well, the answer is kind of hiding in plain sight. It's about tapping into the incredible power of big data.
So, what does that actually mean? It's about taking all these huge, real-time streams of information, think everything from sensor feeds to social media posts, and using smart analysis to spot the signs of trouble before it turns into a full-blown disaster. It's all about getting ahead of the curve, being proactive instead of just cleaning up the mess afterward.
Now, to get our heads around all this data, people often talk about the 5 V's. It's just a handy way to think about it. You've got volume, the sheer amount of data. Then velocity, how incredibly fast it's all coming at us. Variety is a big one. It's not just numbers, it's text, images, videos, the whole shebang. Then you have veracity, which is this data actually trustworthy? And finally, the most important one, value. What useful insights can we actually pull out of all this noise? Here's a fantastic way to think about it. Big data is basically like an early warning radar system. It's constantly scanning the horizon for tiny blips, for threats that are just starting to form, giving us a heads up minutes, sometimes even hours, before we could ever spot them with our own eyes. Okay, so this sounds amazing, right? We have this incredible tool, this radar system for risk. And this is a huge but, there's a problem. We've got a massive and frankly a widening gap between the amazing technology we have and the number of people who actually know how to use it. Just look at how jobs are changing. The old way of doing things, it was all about manual tasks, looking at what happened last year, and making decisions based on historical averages. But the modern workforce, it's a completely different ballgame. Now it's all about using data to make smarter decisions in real time. It's a total shift in how we approach work. And this isn't some far-off future thing. This is happening right now. I mean, look at this. The OECD is predicting a 25% jump in demand for technicians who can handle complex data. 25%. The jobs are there, the demand is exploding, but the big question is, do we have the people to fill them? And here's where it gets a little concerning. That same OECD data shows that almost 1 in 5 adults, 18%, in developed countries don't have the basic data skills they need. That's a huge chunk of our workforce. That's the skills gap we're talking about, and we need to close it like yesterday. So that's the problem. How do we fix it? How do we bridge this huge gap? Well, the answer lies in completely rethinking how we train our technical workforce. We're talking about modernizing vocational education and training, or what a lot of people just call VET. And this is maybe the most important point of this whole explainer. The solution isn't just about buying fancy new software or tools. It's about investing in people. You can have the most powerful supercomputer in the world, but it's just a box if you don't have skilled people who can understand what it's telling them and turn those insights into action. So how do we do it? Well, it's not a single magic bullet. First, we've got to update vocational curricula to include real-world data skills. And this is critical. We have to train the trainers. They need to be up to speed on data analytics and, really importantly, data ethics. All this training has to be lined up with what industries actually need. And the good news is we don't have to start from scratch. There are great frameworks out there like the EU's DidCompEdu that can show us the way. Look, this isn't just a bunch of nice ideas on a slide. When this is done right, the results are incredible and they are immediate. Let's look at some real-world proof. Take manufacturing. By using sensor data and smart algorithms, factories have cut unplanned outages by 30%. That's a huge deal. That saves time, money, and a whole lot of headaches. And remember that question we started with about the storms? Well, here's the answer in action. By combining satellite data, weather radar, and even social media chatter, emergency responders can give cities an extra 6 to 12 hours of warning before a typhoon makes landfall. Think about that. Those are life-saving hours. And the financial impact? It's just staggering. You have companies like Siemens Energy saving billions of dollars, not millions, billions. How? By having a workforce that can use data and AI to predict and prevent equipment failures before they even happen. Okay, so let's pull all this together. We've seen how risk has changed, how data is our best defense, but also how we're facing this massive skills gap. But we've also seen proof that closing that gap works. So the path forward is actually pretty clear. So if you're thinking, okay, where do we even start? Here are 3 simple things any organization can do right now. 1, start small. Don't try to boil the ocean. Pick one high-impact project and nail it. 2, keep track of your data. Know where it came from, how it's been handled. Think of it like a data passport. And 3, and this is a great one, pair up your experienced experts with people who get data. It's one of the fastest ways to get everyone up to speed. In the end, it really all boils down to this single thought. Our future, for better or for worse, is being written in data. So the question we all have to ask ourselves is, are we training the people who can write that story? Are we training the authors of a safer, more resilient future? Something to think about. Thanks for watching.